And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, line my baby, hit the notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all of that in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or of course, you can always hit the join button and become a channel member right here on YouTube at any given time. And man, oh man, what a week it has been news-wise. We had the Q4 information coming from Hasbro as it relates to their business in the future. We had a ton of reveals among many things, a veritable smorgasbord, if you will. We have some third-party news to talk about. We're going to make the case or discuss the case for a possible Legacy Evolution Dinoking. And of course, we will kind of round out the night with our trivia and this week's unboxing. So yeah, this should be a fun one. I think this should be a bit of a fun one. Let me get everything set up here. Again, honestly, I was hoping to make a little more progress yesterday than I did on a couple of projects. Another snowstorm. Would you believe it? Another snowstorm. And then this morning before I went to work, I had to clear it again. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday. Let me put it to you that way. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday. Let's see here. I'm going to have to adjust just a couple of things here. Bear with me a little bit while we get ready to get going. I know. I should probably have this already done before you guys come in here, but like, what do you want? What do you want? You know, what do you want? Hey, Input. I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to mention it because the first two there is Input and Anthony. So tomorrow, there will be a very interesting panel. I think it's on Input's channel. Maybe one of you guys can clarify that for me because I'm not really sure. There's going to be about 6 of us, and it is going to be a panel basically of Star Wars versus Star Trek. I heard through the grapevine from Anthony that apparently there's topics. I have not seen any topics. I'm going to go in and I'm going to wing it. But let's keep in mind that for everything Input says, this is the same dude who thinks that Kicker is a worthwhile character and human being when we all know the Kicker is not. He thinks Toy is king when we all know Cartoon is king. And he most often votes for either K or Q when we do the trivia question here. So when he is making those points, I'm just saying, keep in mind the quality of the person we're talking about here. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Yes, Input, I am undermining you right away, mostly because you said you're going to have to teach some lessons tomorrow. We'll see about that, buddy. We'll see about that. Already, I'm always off the rails, Anthony. Am I ever on the rails? Hey, Grimlock Gone. Hey, Deceptibot. Brian, happy you're here. Leebird. It's been a heck of a week. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday. Hey, Jay. You are super early, actually, Input here right away. I'm shocked. Hey, Lance. Let me go up here a little bit. So many Brians. Snow is imaginary. No, it's not. No, I assure you, I did not will another 20 centimeters into existence. I don't know what that translates to in inches, but the problem here in Newfoundland is that our winds also tend to get really high. So what might be 10 or 15 centimeters, which is, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches, I guess, 4 or 5 inches. I don't know. 4 or 5 inches. It doesn't come down straight. It gets all blown around and you'll get these, great big snow squalls, it's called, and you'll get these huge drifts. And anyway, it's a mess. And then right after that, the temperature fell to like -21, -22 Celsius. So it got really cold after. And it's freezing now. Hey, Dragonfly. Inputs channel. There you go. So Anthony just said it's inputs channel, 6 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 my time. So 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to learn why the Star Wars crowd are wrong. I'm just saying, nah. We talked about it last week. Starscream wife was right when she said that, you know what, there's room for both. Her and I are like living proof that you can coexist when one likes one franchise and one likes the other. But we'll talk about that more tomorrow night. Join us tomorrow night. It's you come here tonight at 7:30 my time, 6 Eastern, or whatever your time is, 5, I think, if you're in Central. Same thing tomorrow night, except it's over on Inputs channel. So join us then. Just an FYI, the new Volcanicus will cost the same that the Combiner Wars combiners cost. You know what's really funny? You're about right now that I stop and think about it. Yeah, you absolutely are right. That's bonkers. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go down here a bit. Dennis is making it personal. You know me. I like it spicy. Wheelie and Kicker make the Transformers franchise. See, I'm just saying. This is also the same dude who thinks that Earthrise RC is good. We all know Earthrise RC isn't good. Come on. Toy will always be king. I got a shirt that says different. Just saying. Finally found Needle Nose. Nice. Yeah, he's pretty good. I like Needle Nose. No toy, no show. Oh, go on. No toy, no show. No show, no toy. So yeah, 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. So 10 is like what, 4 or 5 inches. But again, that's all blown around, so it becomes a lot more. And I was just done. Anybody who lives where there's a lot of snow can appreciate this. I was just done. I was out for, I don't know, an hour and a half or something yesterday. Just done. Just in, had all the wet clothes off, just getting ready to go get a shower to warm up. What happens? The plow comes down, and where my house is located, the way the plow comes down the road and then around the corner, the first driveway to dump anything in is my driveway. So then I had to put all my wet clothes back on and go out once again and do the mouth of the driveway. It was brutal. Hey, Blue Raccoon. 100-foot snowdrifts. Ain't no joke, man. Ain't no joke. Hey, Manitoba. Star Trek fans believe animation is king. Star Wars fans are wrong. I love it when a rear admiral is able to make a logical point. Yeah, that's right. I saw it, Anthony. I saw you were a rear admiral, buddy. 3 Pacific. Yeah, 3 Pacific. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even go over that far. Hey, Survive fan. Hey, Warren. Internet messing up. You didn't miss much yet. Oh, I jumped down there. Hey, Caldeo. My Volcanicus cost $80 more because I put the add-on kit into it. That's fair. Hey, Joel. Wow, this jumped down a little bit here. Let's see. Hey, Vector. I think I've ever talked to anyone who said Earthrise RC was good. That thing is bad. Yes, you have. Input thinks it's great. He thinks it's like the best RC going, right, Input? Hey, Razor Bear. Who cares about the core Dinobot garbage? Just do what it was truly intended for, a Monstructor Dinoking. It certainly seems that way. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I moved south to get out of the snow. That's fair, buddy. That's why my dad snowbirds at Myrtle Beach. Snow can be fun but annoying. See, here's the thing. As an adult, like I see no fun in snow. I've never been on a skidoo. I'm not going to be on a skidoo. I skied once and went down the hill and couldn't stop and crashed into the chalet. I haven't been sliding in years. I haven't skated since I was 12. I'm now almost 45. So for me, it's just shoveling and drudgery. But, you know, that's just me. And there are people out there who, you know, who love the winter activities and the being outdoors. Ohio used to get lots of snow. I'm not sure where it went these last few years. I blame Darth Vader. I'm just saying, man, global warming's a thing, right? Snow can also be dangerous. Indeed, it can be very dangerous. Earthrise RC is the best RC. Oh, my input. You make me sad sometimes. LA has a blizzard warning, really? I'm buying Scar to go with my Power of the Primes core slash. To me, Scar is always, and I get it, it's SCARR, not SKAR. To me, Scar is going to be the minion of Double Dealer. I don't like a Dinobot reusing that name. I don't support it. And when I say that, people say, well, they did it in IDW. I'm like, well, that's just another bad decision that IDW made. It's just more garbage from a garbage company that done garbage fiction. Right? Well, what more do you want? We all know I don't like it. Hey, Deceptibot is interested to hear more of your reasoning about, I assume, why Earthrise RC is good input. So share it away, buddy. I know it's likely that core class Dinobots are going to be Dinoking, which I am excited for, but I love the little Dinobots so far. I'm not at all into them. But I mean, to each their own, right? My dog, what? My dog Luffy had fun pulling me through the snowdrifts on Arwate. Tessa always pulls me through everything. I'm to the point now where I just won't go through the drifts. She can. I ain't going at it. Scar will be in my universe. Either way, says Survive Fan. We get way too much snow here. We get over 300 inches in winter. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. What? There's snow contests like snow sculptures and ice sculptures. That's true. That's true. I'm not doing them. Though I think Quebec, if I'm not mistaken, when they do the Carnival de Quebec, I think now in February, if I'm not mistaken, traditionally they've always had the ice hotel, which is pretty spectacular to see. I've only seen pictures of it, but the ice hotel, and it's something special. I get so much snow here in Florida. So I'm like, oh man, you're not late. We're just getting into it now. Let's get into the news and notes, shall we? Okay, so very first thing, Micro Machines showed off their next mystery pack. Basically, they're like little plastic boxes that turn into play sets for the Micro Machines. There's 12 in Series 1 and 12 in Series 2, but only 6 from Series 1 and 6 from Series 2 are actual Transformers. The rest are really just kind of generic vehicles. So in Series 1, for anybody who missed it before, I think that was probably released back in the summer, maybe. But Series 1 had Cliff Jumper, Optimus Prime, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, Nemesis Prime, Starscream, and Sideswipe, all from the movies. So it's those sort of vehicles, right? It's the movie vehicles. Series 2, the one that was just shown this past week, has Grindor, of course, from the movie. So it's the helicopter, right? Brawl, the tank. Ratchet from the movie. Sentinel Prime with an interesting color scheme, but from the movie. G1 Jazz, but it is the like 07 Pontiac Solstice colored as G1 Jazz rather than the Porsche. And another Nemesis Prime, but this one is like the Last Night. I think it has like blue flame detailing on it. It looks pretty cool. I got to give credit where credit is due. Fans Hobby this week showed off a prototype, a test shot, if you will, of their Dreadwind, who will, of course, presumably combine with Darkwing to make Dreadwing, right? However, what was very interesting is that they could use this to get a Master Force Buster as well, which would be very interesting. Why do I say that? Not only could it be a repaint, but the colors that they used on the test shot were the Buster colors rather than the Dreadwind colors. So if you're more into Master Force and you know, that iteration of what we know in North America as Dreadwind, you might get your wish by a fan's hobby. I think that that's a good idea. I like it. There's also room, really, from the pictures I saw, it was really on the back of the plane mode, where you could fit the Power Master or God Master, if you prefer. Both he and the God Master look to be very well articulated, really clean robot modes, really clean alt modes. I mean, fans hobby, man, knocking it at the ballpark, though I'm pretty sure that, of course, this is meant to be MP scale. So take that for what you will. Rise of the Beast, RC, and Freezer. They're starting to trickle out to retail a little bit now. We've seen a few pictures from Takara up on T-Formers, and it shows, I'll say 4 pictures of the RC and kind of the transformation scheme, where really the whole bike kind of folds up and then flips over to become the robot. It's an interesting scheme. I just wish that they had found a way to better handle the backpack on her and the tires. Man, she has an atrocious backpack. Buzzworthy Bumblebee Nest Ratchet has been sighted in the US, and I believe in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, we got a rumor that there will be a possible Legacy Evolution RID 2001 tow line. What an interesting selection. We've been going very much into Unicron Trilogy with a lot of those characters coming up. We certainly have some Beast Wars that we've still got peppered in throughout After Kingdom, but it seemed like RID 2001 was being forgotten somehow. Well, if the tow line rumor is in fact true, and I have kind of no reason to think it's not, I think it's going to happen. Don't call that any sort of confirmation, but I'm fairly confident in this one. I think it's an interesting selection, an interesting bot, an interesting robot mode, and I would believe a very interesting transformation. I don't know if it's for me, honestly, but it's nice to see RID not being totally forgotten in the whole legacy, right? Because RID 2001 is part of the legacy. In fact, if you go to Japan, where it's I guess part of G1, there's a whole thing there about Transformers that were like time travelers or time displaced, but it's the G1 guys. Like apparently that Optimus is like the Optimus, right? It's really weird, but I kind of prefer that fiction than having it be its own series, because as its own series, I feel like Robots in Disguise gets forgotten a lot more than it should. So there you go. Not for nothing, we also had a rumor of a leader class Toxitron. Again, man, it might happen. It might happen. Interesting character, interesting choice. But I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw the Legacy Laser Optimus Prime and saw that it was redone as Scourge, I was like, you know what? That would be a perfect Toxitron. Now, he's been done before, really like in the Collector Club and stuff. I'm pretty sure he's a combiner torso, if I'm not mistaken, using the I think he's the Combiner Wars Motor Master, if I'm not mistaken. But it never looked right. If you know the character of Toxitron, it's basically a green and purple and gray version of the Legacy, or sorry, of the G2 Optimus Prime, right, with the big shoulder pylons and stuff. So using the Legacy Laser Prime mold for it would be good, and it might be the time that yours truly would actually get that mold. Scourge never ever did come here, and I didn't really need it. I reviewed the Laser Prime, and I think it's great, but I didn't need a Laser Prime. It's not my Prime. But for Toxitron, possibly. I'm kind of down for both of those. MPH Studios this week showed off another Legends Optimus Prime, and I say another because the market is really inundated with Legends class Optimus Primes. Now, we did see this. It's 9.7 centimeters, so it's obviously Legend scale. It has a removable matrix. The chest opens. You can take out the like opaque blue windows in the chest to put in clear windows, so you can change out the chest windows. He is very clean in both modes. He comes with his axe. And he's not hollow. That's the big thing. Not hollow. The tires are all hidden away. He is super duper animation accurate. I love the head sculpt, but the tires even hide away. I'm really, really impressed. And the articulation based on what they showed in the pictures, and you could see them on any of the news sites. I always, prefer T-formers, but of course you go wherever it is you want to go. But honestly, like MPH Studios, Optimus Prime, look it up. The articulation looks shockingly impressive for Legends. There's a lot of wonderful Legends out there. I'd like to see the price of this one because I'm really kind of digging this one. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but I think it's a really strong version of Optimus Prime. I'd love to know what the like I said, I'd love to know what the price is going to be. And is that all right there on that one? Yeah, that's it on that one. Toy Factory, they're doing these evergreen plushies of course, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Grimlock, and Starscream. Like, it's always the same ones, right? They're the evergreen designs, which are very Cyberverse-ish. I guess they're okay. I mean, they're chibi style with the little bodies. I think the Grimlock is kind of cute because the way his dino arms are, because he's in dino mode, right? The way his dino arms are, like, it looks like he's getting ready to get in a fight with you. He's gonna throw fists, right? The other ones, I mean, I guess they're okay if you're into plushies, I suppose. Crash Bar. Let's talk a little bit about Crash Bar, who is up and coming. Crash Bar kind of had his name approved because he's able to use his exhaust pipes as clubs, which is no real shock. I mean, that was done in Combiner Wars, right? Where an exhaust pipe was used as a melee bludgeoning type of thing. So they're revisiting that, but I'm okay with it. It makes sense for a junkie. I have no problem with that. There's also these saddlebags that can be used as blasters. There are saddlebags, but they can also take blast effects to be like motorcycle thrusters, I guess you could say. It looks like he's significantly smaller. Based on the pictures, it looks like he's significantly smaller than Scraphook, which shocked me. Maybe it was the angle, but he looked way smaller than Scraphook. And in alt mode, he was being ridden by, I think it was Dracodon. I think it was the little core class green weaponizer, fossilizer. There you go. The little green fossilizer that was like irradiated. I think his name was Dracodon, if I'm not mistaken. And he was kind of riding it. So in alt mode, he's big enough to be ridden by a core class. So take that for what you will. But, again, like, I think all of that is pretty good other than the size. I'm concerned about that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe it was just the angle. Hey, Rise of the Beast, Titan Changers. I don't get these Titan Changers. I don't get the appeal, but I know that they exist. If you do like them and you're into them, well, you can add Bumblebee, Scourge, Cheetor, and whatever Hurricane is. We still don't know what Hurricane is going to be, but they are all listings of Rise of the Beast Titan Changers. So they're one of the mainline gimmick things, right? We'll revisit that in a little bit. Let's go down here. Authentics mini racers. I don't really know. I don't remember seeing these. I don't know. Like, they're out there. I guess you can look them up if you want. Authentics mini racers. There's also a series of like I Can Read books coming out for Earthspark, which I think is really cool. Great way to bring in new fans, young fans. Cang Toys or Chung Toys, whatever they want to call themselves. They're Thunder King, is that what it's called? Their version of Predator King, the one that got the gorilla pants and the wolf boots and super duper stylized. I think it looks really cool. I would never recognize it as Predator King, but I think it looks really cool. Apparently they're going to do a gold lucky draw version of it. Looks really neat. If you're in for it, I guess try and get the details about it. I've heard it's going to be sold. I've heard it's actually going to be a lucky draw. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. In some good news, 86 Snarl that was slated for November has officially been moved up to an August release date. I think that that's great. Could we get Swoop before the end of the year? That would be wonderful. Core Class Ironhide looks like an utter turd. It is utter garbage. I think that the mold worked better for Ratchet. I think that the alt mode is an abstract failure with big holes. I guess where his shoulders fold in. I think the robot looks like garbage. Utter garbage. I hate everything about. I don't know the last time I hated a small transformer as much as I hate that core class Ironhide. I think it's one of the most awful looking things they ever put out, and I don't think it should be released. That's how bad I think that core class Ironhide looks. If you like it, I pity you. There are better Legends core versions of Ironhide out there than this. Don't waste your money on it. That's my advice to you. However, speaking of core class, we also saw Scar. I'm not really in for it, but he is an Ankylosaurus or an Ankylosaurus. I don't know how to say it, but he is the missing dinosaur that I talked about with the Dinoking. We'll revisit that in just a little bit. And Swoop, and I'm going to tell you now, of all the core classes that they have shown this year for Legacy Evolution, Swoop is clearly the star. Why do I say that? Because everything else is either the Dinobots with no elbows, which I think is inexcusable for what you're charging, or it's like Sound Blaster, who is just a reuse of Soundwave, right? This is a new core class, Swoop, and Swoop has elbows and knees as he should. I think that Swoop is absolutely adorable. Great alt mode, great robot mode. I think it's a really dandy Swoop. We also saw Shattered Glass Grimlock. We knew that the rumor was circulating for a long time that was coming, and I even surmised, as did many, that it was going to be a reuse of the Studio Series 86 Grimlock. I think it looks amazing. It's a fantastic mold, colored like Trypticon, as Shattered Glass Grimlock is. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get this in my hands. I really don't, because they've really, really limited how the Shattered Glass stuff has been handled. I think it was a bad choice. I think they should have just done a line of Shattered Glass. But, you know, it's not up to me. It's up to those great decision makers at Hasbro. And the big daddy of them all this week, the one that I know a lot of you are excited about, the, I guess, unofficial reveal. Well, kind of unofficial reveal. We've seen a lot of pictures now of the Commander class Legacy Evolution Armada Optimus Prime. And I hated the original Armada Optimus Prime with every fiber of my being. It did not score well. It's utter garbage. I don't think the gimmicks did it any favors. I don't think the auto transformation is cool. I think it's loud. I think it's cumbersome. I think sacrificing articulation and functionality for a lousy gimmick was a bad call, really bad call. And the thing is known to have GPS explicitly at the elbows. I said a long time ago, if you are going to have a version of that Optimus, if that's your Optimus, do yourself a favor and go with the Fans Hobby, who already did it. Of course, they did it at a much bigger, much more expensive MP scale. If you're looking for a mainline version, man, oh man, I am telling you now, I am excited, not for me, because this isn't for me. I have zero interest in it. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you who do have an interest in it. I am thrilled for you. I have my Optimus Prime, right? I have the Siege and the Earthrise with the Second Chance trailer, with the trailer that it comes with. I'm good. I am good with Optimus. You're not. You deserve better than that original. This one has the trailer still turned into the pants, but the pants are fully articulated. The thing has knees. It looks like it has ankles. It looks like all of the hip skirts can fold up, no problem. Even though it still has kind of a backpack, it's not egregious. Then we have the main cab robot. So true to the animation. It's crazy. It is a Voyager size, which puts it right in line with, say, the Legacy no, it's not Evolution, just the Legacy Starscream, right? That Voyager. The coloration looks right. The chest, the grill comes down. The matrix is in there, so he has his matrix, as he should. I'm pretty sure the shoulders have minicon ports if you're into minicons. And it looks like, from what we've seen, that this one is still compatible with Overload. Is that his name? And you can still put him on. I am infinitely impressed with this Optimus Prime. It does not look like the grayscale that we saw a couple of years ago from Takara. I think this looks infinitely better, because the grayscale didn't really look like the show. It looked stylized. This looks like the show. This looks like it popped off the screen, and as far as I'm concerned, it obliterates the original in every single way. Take the original, set it on fire, put it out in your fire pit, get rid of it, and buy the new one. I don't know if I'll ever review it. Like I said, I'm not getting it myself. It's not for me, but that's how excited I am for this for you. Yeah, I'm that excited about it for you. Dr. Wu, they showed up. Pardon me. They showed up. They're 6 centimeter tall, so they're like Micromaster size. 6 centimeter tall, Micromaster scaled. Optimus Prime reissued. This one comes with the axe and roller. Wild articulation for a Micromaster size. And it is Micromaster size because they show it against one of the Siege Micromasters, and it's the same size. Infinitely better articulated. Also, repaints for Shattered Glass, Optimus Prime, and Nemesis Prime as variants as well. I mean, Dr. Wu has done a great job with their little tiny characters. I mean, I've only had a few of them, but I've been very, very, very happy with them. They are tiny, but they're done really, really well. Jim Sorensen is going to be at TF Nation 2023. I don't know who Jim Sorensen is. Apparently, he started in 1994 and was a well-known fan or something. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I've never heard of him. Classic Heroes Croc Megatron, sighted in the US. If you like the weird little Classic Heroes thing, and I know there's a couple of people in here who do, the Croc Megatron is out in the US, and Rise of the Beast Ear Razor is out in Canada at GameStop. It uses the Kingdom Ear Razor mold. I think that is the hands down single best Ear Razor mold we've ever gotten. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a logical use to adapt it here as well. Now, I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to look at the last 2 pieces of news. The last 2 pieces of news will be the Q4 report from Hasbro and the case for Dinoking. And we'll do the trivia and the unboxing. We'll get out of here. Let's check in with you guys and see what you're saying. I got to go up here for sure a bit. Let's go up here a bit. Okay, I think it was around here that I left off. No, down a little bit. Hey, Ken. To be honest, to me, it's just a great action figure. I don't know which one that is, but okay. Oh, you're talking about the Earthrise RC. Yeah, I mean, but she's no better than any other RC. I don't know why she's that great. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Like what you like, man. I prefer Earthrise RC over Studio Series 86 as a robot. I prefer Studio Series 86 over Earthrise RC as a car. Why would you prefer better as a robot? The 86 is way better as a robot. Although I don't have the QC issues with like people saying like her torso coming apart and stuff. I don't have that, so I guess that's a factor too. Got my Megatron Classic Heroes in the mail yesterday. There you go. See, so Survive Fan likes the Classic Heroes stuff. What do I think the chances are of an SS86 Optimus Prime? 0. Why would they do it? We already have the perfect Optimus Prime. I mean, I don't see any point in doing it. Like, how many Optimus Primes do we need? The Earthrise. There you go. There's your Optimus Prime. What more could you possibly want? I honestly don't know what more anybody could possibly want. So I'd say 0. But, I mean, to each their own, I guess. I said 0 chance for Ultra Magnus, too. And for some reason, they're doing him. I find it hilarious that we're getting Micro Machines Transformers, and the Transformers had Micro Masters to rival Micro Machines. Absolutely. Forbidden Planet should have Twincast and Metal Hawk next week. Okay, I don't know what that is, but cool. Fans Hobby got the people's money. Might be getting the Core SSB film Shockwave. Yeah, you are. You said that to me like 10 times now. Just buy it already if you're getting it. Just picked up SS86 Rumble. I don't think I'm in for SS86 Rumble. I'm not that impressed with it. I have the one that came in the 4-pack, and like I don't really use it. Like to me, I still use my Titans Return, Rumble, and Frenzy. But that being said, I also know how popular the 86 Rumble is, and understand like people want the pile driver stuff. Like I get it. I get the appeal. It's just I'd be more excited for it and interested in it if he had elbows. Honestly, not having the elbows kills it for me. Absolutely kills it for me. If you guys want to see a more in-depth look at the Rise of the Beast RC, I have a review up on my channel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the backpack's pretty rough. I saw Nest Ratchet this morning and passed on him for now. I mean, I have a version of the Studio Series Ratchet that I use as Remedy, but I don't need a Nest repaint of it. No parking means no parking. Okay. Tow line is going to be a. Oh yeah, no parking means no parking. Tow line is going to be a Walgreens exclusive. Why would you say tow line would be a Walgreens exclusive? I didn't hear that, but I mean, maybe you're right, but that would be a weird exclusive for them to have. Let's see. I hope that tow line is true, or it could be a what? Wrecker hook? Oh, it could be a wrecker hook. Yeah, it could. Although I think it would be tow line. I feel like if they were going to do a wrecker hook, it would be a Selects repaint. Tow line could be repainted into hubcap from Machine Wars. Yeah, I don't know anything about Machine Wars. I can't comment on it. And I don't want to. Like, hubcap is a car. Why would he be a truck? I don't like when names are just arbitrarily applied and doesn't pay any homage to the already established character. That bugs me to no end. I thought that RID was an extension of Beast Wars, but what do I know? Oh, maybe it is an extension of Beast War. Whatever. I'm not exactly sure exactly how it fits in as part of their G1 Maximal 10, but it has something to do with time traveling and stuff. I don't know. I don't live in Japan, so I don't know. That Toxitron was canceled. The old RID 2011 Scourge repaint was. Yes, I know the original was canceled, but this would be a chance to redo that canceled original, right? Using a mold that would make sense for it. Toxitron is pretty. What? Toxitron is pretty enable to happen sooner or later. And I'll be the first mainline Toxitron. Yeah, it would be the first mainline Toxitron to be released. Yes, you're right, Xander. Toxitron is going to be from Legacy Optimus Prime. Yeah, that's what I said. Ended up ordering Tarn after the leaks about Cyberverse characters in the Legacy line. I never really got much into RID 2001. It's all right. I mean, again, it's one of these dubbed Japanese imports. I think it's the best of the dubbed Japanese imports, but I mean, it was also fairly short, so it almost didn't have time to become painful, if that makes sense. Tarn is a darn good figure. I agree. Hey, Albert. Just received SS86 Ironhide. Hated the package. No plastic in the window. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're not going to get the plastic back now. I'm so down for Toxitron. Anything that combined. I'm skipping some stuff here now, guys, because I see that there's still a lot here, and I do want to get to the rest of the news and stuff. Maybe Toxitron can have the Shatterglass Ultra Magnus deformed head with Optimus mouthplate. I guaranteed it will just be a straight up repaint. Like 100% it will just be a straight up repaint. I mean, I think it's a cool idea you have about the head Imperial, but I don't believe that they would go to that much effort. When you can just do it in green, purple, and gray and call it good, call it a day, that's what they're going to do. Go down here. The only Toxitron I experienced was Prime Wheeljack repaint. I've never experienced any. Like, I've only kind of heard about him really in the last few years. I'm like, he seems like a weirdo. T-formers are the only choice. Any other choices are imaginary. Why is everything with Anthony imaginary? I own Prowl 2, Ironhide Mirage, and Super Ox. I don't know what Super Ox is, but okay. I don't mind Legends class. Oh, Super Rocks. Okay, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. I don't mind Legends class scale, since it's made to be affordable for people who can't afford the bigger. I don't think that. Well, maybe, but I don't know. I'm a scale junkie. See, I originally got the Ox one, but he wasn't available. Okay, Scrap Hook. Crash Bar looks love Scrap Hook. Crash Bar looks awesome. I agree. I can't wait to get more of the Junkions. I think they rock. I agree with you, Deceptibot. What? I don't know what that is, but okay, I'll skip that one. Yeah, Dracodon, I believe. Yeah, Vertebrake was the Decepticon one. I want to see Studio Series Prowl and Voyager Wheelie. Titan Changers make good Christmas gifts. Oh God, why do I say these things? Flip Racers and the Rescue Bots. Okay. Once 86 ends, Studio Series will move up to Rise of the Beast stuff. Well, I mean, they're already doing Rise of the Beast stuff. Cheetor and Air Razor. So I don't think they're going to wait for it to be done. I think they're doing it now. Snarl is a must-have. Yes, he is, but I'm infinitely disappointed that they are already cheapening out and not giving him the paint. It's so funny, you know. When they started, we had a ton of paint like on Grimlock. We also had Wheelie in there. The new Shattered Glass Grimlock does not have Wheelie, so you've cut out Mass. That's troubling to me, and I'm sure they're overcharging for him. Now with Snarl, you're cutting out paint. I have seen him in a lineup in a picture somewhere. I guess it was from that stolen copy. And in the picture, he was lined up against the other three, and he looked like he stuck out like a sore thumb. He didn't fit in, as far as I was concerned, at all because the gold was so off. They used a gold plastic here instead of the paint, and I don't think it was a wise choice. You gotta stop cheapening out. You should have had the same aesthetic all the way out. As far as I'm concerned now, you've changed the aesthetic, and that's a problem, man. 86 swoop reviews up next week. Yeah, probably. Hey, perhaps a dog. Core Ratchet wasn't bad, maybe, but the Ironhide looks like garbage. Core Class Ironhide and Ratchet need feed. Yes, there's no there's like a molded in thing that's supposed to be a foot, but it's not a foot. It's awful. Core Swoop looks so freaking amazing. I agree. I might want Shatterglass Grimlock. I mean, I do, but I don't see how I'm going to get it. The way his chest on Swoop looks reminds me of the Energon Swoop, maybe. Shatterglass Grimlock looks fantastic. Excited about that. Honestly, I love how there are more Dinobots that are being used. Scorn, Scar, and Slash are nice bots to join the fray of Dinobots, and they're different dinosaurs. Yeah, I don't want different dinosaurs. There's 5. Stick to 5. I don't know. I guess I'm a traditionalist. I'm glad you're happy, and I do have a Scorn, and I do have Slash. Scar's not a Dinobot. Scar's a bat. That bat bird thing that's with Double Dealer. You're not going to convince me otherwise. I never got the Studio Series 86 Dinobots, but if I did, I could get the core for Last Night Baby Dinobots, I guess. I mean, again, like I have the Baby Dinobots. I don't know. I don't get the point of them. You do. I'm happy for you. Shattered Glass Devastator. Don't hold your breath. Yes, we all know about Balt's Armada Optimus catching fire. That's a hold. I might get Optimus Prime. I'm very excited about Commander Armada Prime. Love Unicron trilogy stuff. And this new figure looks absolutely incredible. Never had the original as a kid, but loved Armada. I don't get it. I don't get why anybody even likes Armada. I'm from a different generation. Like my wife gets it because she grew up in that same generation as a lot of you guys did, where they import the Japanese stuff, but voice acting so bad. So bad. It takes me right out of it. I can't even fake that I believe in what they're saying. I can't do it. God bless you. I can't do it. Isn't Shatterglass Devi the Tonka one? No, not really. Shatterglass Grimlock looks, but I see what you're saying though. Shatterglass Grimlock looks cool, and I hope it's not the Shatterglass figure. What? Shatterglass Grimlock looks cool, and I hope it's not the last Shatterglass figure since the comics ended, and I hope that that's not the reason why they ended the Shatterglass line. Who knows? I never had any of their Armada figures, so I'm better off without it. Well, that's your call if you're better off without it. I consider that a different character. Yeah, I don't consider it a different character. It's not. It's Scar. And plus, that was just recolor of the G1. Well, I don't know what you're talking about there, about something being a recolor of the G1, but if it's G1, then you should keep it as G1. Sorry. Never thought someone would get so excited about Robo Parts. Just sounds funny to hear out of context, right? Robo Pants. Oh, sorry, Robo Pants. But like the pants on the original were so bad. These are so good. They're so good. I'm so impressed with them. The Armada Commander Prime looks to take ideas from the third party. Oh, Hasbro stealing third party ideas all over the place. But I mean, fair game. I mean, the third party steal the look and whatnot of the Transformers characters. Why wouldn't the company that came up with the look of the Transformers characters steal some of the engineering ideas? Tit for tat. I get it. Yeah, Shatterglass Devastator's red and white. That's right. You got it. Red Ultra Magnus. I like Energon Prime slightly better. I have the Energon version of Armada Prime. Cybertron one was cooler. Hey, Ash. As we go down here. Oh, man. It jumped on me again. Holy Moses. You're going to Texas for March break. Okay, I don't know what March break is, but cool, I guess. Yeah, no, it's not Survive Fan. I know that that's what they say, but I know a lot of people live in the UK and they don't care. Most Legends are pricier than the Hasbro stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely, it's pricier than the Hasbro stuff, but it's also better than the Hasbro stuff. I heard from Input Stream, justice has been served. Hasbro arrested a thief reviewer. What? I never heard anything about that, but okay. Internet's horrible. Hey, Brian, the new Shatterglass Grimlock should be renamed Shatterglass Triptychon. By the way, yeah, but Shatterglass Grimlock is painted to look like Triptychon. Like, that's accurate. That's the way that Grimlock looks. Axle grease might be a car. Yeah, possibly, Xander. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we saw the picture on the Evolution packaging. Everybody thought it was a lockdown, but it might be axle grease. Might also still be lockdown. ER Snarl, I mean. Oh, hey, Sovereign Knight, by the way. No, Snarl looks at a place. Snarl looks at a place. Sorry. Hey, DJ. Yeah, you missed all the Armada Prime talk, really. I couldn't care less about it. I have zero interest, but I'm very, very excited for you guys who are showing an interest for it. And I 150 billion% think you should absolutely support it and buy it. If you want more of the Armada stuff, do this. It is infinitely, infinitely better than the original. Infinitely better. Any news on Buzzworthy Bumblebee Hound? Nope. I don't care what you do in your universe. Do like I tell you all the time, Survive Man. You do you. To me, that's not a Dinobot. Just looking at the pre-order pictures for Snarl, it is not a nice yellow. It's terrible yellow. It's a terrible, terrible yellow that absolutely doesn't match the gold paint. Well, I mean, Starscream wife is 8 years younger than me, so she grew up in an era. No, she didn't grow up with Unicron trilogy, but she grew up in an era that was after mine when they started to import all the Japanese stuff and redub it, like Power Rangers and Sailor Moon and Pokemon, and like I was an adult by then. None of that resonated with me. I don't think any of it is good at all, not even a little bit. So, but she does because she grew up with it, right? It's a generational thing. I'm just into G1 myself. Don't have any connection outside of that. I mean, I like Prime, and well, the only thing I don't like is Unicron trilogy. It's not my thing. But I mean, everybody that knows me knows this. This is not new. Me saying that is not new. Everybody here should know that I own it. I think it's unwatchable. I've watched it innumerable times, and I literally think it's so bad that I block it out. I guess I must block it out because I don't remember one character, not one plot point, nothing. Nothing. And I've watched it. I've sat down on my couch and watched it multiple times, and I couldn't tell you one thing that happens in one episode because it's such a gobbledygook mess that I don't think there's any connecting story. It gets lost in the atrocious translation. But that's just me. That's just me. I don't get it. You guys do. Right? That's why I always say that I'm excited for you because I'm not going to get it. And I don't want to rain on your parade, but you got to stop, I guess trying to convince me that it's wonderful because you're not going to. Just be happy that I'm happy for you. That's what I would say. Right? 70 euros for pre-order Snarl. I will wait. Well, I mean, that's leader class price, so you can wait, but I don't think it's going to be any better. Whoa. Armada's problem wasn't voice acting. It was voice direction and writers. Okay, yes. Terrible. Whatever resulted in the terrible voice acting. But yes, I guess it was the directing. It was the straight up translation. Like, it should have had a lot more care go into it. They rushed it to get out something into the market, and as such, it came out sloppy, unfinished. But it could have been better if they had actually tailored it to a market outside of Japan. Instead, they just said, everybody's gonna like this now, and this is the way that Japan told the story. I don't like Japanese storytelling. I don't like anime. Like, it's not just Unicron Trilogy. Like, I don't like any of these shows that got imported and dubbed. None of them. I barely like Astro Boy, and that was in the 80s. Yes, I know what Chris McFeely says. I don't mind what Chris McFeely says. He's far cry from the be all end all, I assure you. But you, again, you do you. I don't know why you say this stuff to me as if I don't know or like you're trying to convince me. Like, dude, you ain't got to convince me. You do you. I also heard rumors that a reviewer was arrested. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that because I haven't heard anything. I have the same opinion on Energon and Beast Machines. You know what's weird about Beast Machines? I used to agree with you. And then I legitimately sat down and about the third watch through, I said, you know what? I'm actually going to pay very close attention here. And I did. The problem with Beast Machines is that it's written very esoterically. And I think it was written very much for a very intellectual, academic, adult audience rather than for the masses. And for that reason, I don't think that it lands with a lot of people. In its own way, it's brilliant, but it's not something that's digestible or accessible to a lot of people. That's what I would say was Beast Machine's problem. Unicron Trilogy is 3 different stories, horribly rewritten together. Yeah, I don't even see that as a trilogy, to be honest with you. Rise of the Beast, Frieza reminds me of Frenzy from the 2007 movie. I totally agree with you, man. What? They should dub Headmasters in English properly. Don't just translate it sloppy. Adapt it. No, they shouldn't dub it. They should adapt it. Never cared for G1. Didn't grow up in the 80s. Too many errors and too bloody boring. No, it's not. Errors, yes, but boring. No, man. They fit a lot in a half-hour episode. Interesting take on the Western cartoons versus Japanese, that's for sure. I just don't like anime stuff. I don't like the Japanese. The answer to everything is make it super, make it ultra, make it super ultra. And then there's always some big magical blast with something in the background, because God forbid they have a background. They just got to use a bunch of stock footage. You don't need to show me every transformation. I know that they're transforming. I don't need to see this big song and dance every time they do it. What a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time that you could have spent making a better story. Instead, you use a bunch of stock footage. It's not for me, man. Gold State is raining now. I don't know what that is, but okay. Transformers Headmasters anime dubbed. It's funny and out of context. Oh yeah, it's the dub that exists is awful, but it is funny. You're right. Looks like a love letter to the characters and toy. It's confirmed by for me. It is a love letter. I agree. I assume you're talking about the Armada Optimus Prime. It absolutely is. McFeely is well versed. He is a Hasbro affiliated lore man, so take what you want from that. Yeah, I know, but we're all well versed. That doesn't mean that he's always right. He's usually right, and it is well researched. My arrhythmia drugs to try and stop another RFO. I don't know what that is, but take your medicine. That's what I meant, and use as much of the original cast as you can. Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll never happen though. Sad, but it'll never happen. Transformation scenes is padding to reach an episode length. Yes, but if you wrote a good story and had a good episode, you'd reach the length. In fact, you should have to cut out pages. Like, rule of thumb when you're writing this stuff, write more than you need and cut down. Don't write it and then try and pad it. It's not the right way to do storytelling. It's just not, man. This will be the last time we talk. We don't see eye to eye. Okay, whatever. I keep telling this is funny. So Survive Hand says this will be the last time we'll talk. We don't see eye to eye. Too many differences. You're blocked on Facebook. Whatever. Unsub. Whatever. Like he does this every week. Tired of this mess. I'll do what I wish. I literally tell him multiple times every day. Do what you wish. Dude, you do you. Okay, you're just telling me what I tell you every day. All right, dude. Nah, I'm okay with the hate. It's fine. I get a lot of hate. It's fine. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay, so let's look at the. I can't believe how long I was here for. AFib. Okay, AFib is when your heart goes out of a normal rhythm and starts beating over 170 beats per minute. Yeah, that's terrible. Take your medicine, man. Be careful with that stuff. Yeah, okay. God have mercy on my soul. Whatever. I'm so done with people's nonsense, man. Shattered Glass Dennis gets along with everybody. You're right. Shattered Glass Dennis does. I keep telling people, like, people will sometimes say stuff to me and they'll be like, that's not very nice. And I keep telling, like I tell you guys, and I say the same thing in real life. I keep telling you, I'm a very unpleasant man. I own it. I accept that I'm an unpleasant man. My mom has AFib. Feed the hate. Listen, you know who would love that? Except he'd like it for fear. Rampage, Protoform X. He would appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the Q4 stuff. Oh my goodness. I was here a long time. Long time. Nah, Shattered Glass Dennis would get along with you. Blue Raccoon, scroll up. They literally just explained what AFib was. Scroll up. You're asking a question that was just answered by like 3 different people. Scroll up, dude. While I'm talking about the Q4, I guess, call that they did with the financials. So they said they're going to focus on fewer, bigger, and more profitable brands. Duh. I've been saying do that for a long time. You got a lot of fat you can cut there. That doesn't mean, though, to take Transformers and do everything in Transformers. You got lines in there, like all this gimmick junk, that you should be cutting as well. They said that they are reorganizing employees. I mean, if you want to call 1,000 layoffs reorganizing, cool, go for it. They said that they're growing their digital games and their content and their direct-to-consumer portfolio, I guess, which is basically Hasbro Pulse, and their licensing. Keep the licensing in mind because that's a big, big deal. They're looking at a total of 200 million in run rate savings. Now you might say, what the heck is run rate savings? Okay, so run rate savings basically helps to predict the future profitability of a company, but it's usually used with young, small companies, not $9 billion multinational conglomerates. I would be very concerned that they're using a run rate as a metric to measure cost savings. What else do we have here? They also said that they have reduced their owned and retail inventory levels. I find that very concerning. And they said they're doing this as we have seen. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I got to find it there now. Where did I write that to? They said that they're reducing that as we are seeing more inventory in stores. Are you drunk? Or are you eating magic mushrooms or something? Here, we never ever got off in the major big box retailers. We never ever got off wave one of Legacy. We're still not off wave one of Legacy. There has been no Legacy Evolution in terms of a place like Walmart. I'm not even sure if Toys R Us got it. And one or two come into Time Masters. I hear them say that, and I'm very concerned because they have serious inventory shortages in a lot of places. There are people that are finding Metal Hawk and what's the other one? What's the other one coming out with Metal Hawk? The one that I got no interest in. Who is it? Who is it that's coming out with Metal Hawk? Somebody tell me. Because I literally don't remember. Metal Hawk and who else is in that wave with them? Oh, Twincast. Thank you, Twincast. Thank you, Maximal 10. When there's a lot of people out there saying they haven't found wave 3 of Legacy yet, they haven't found a dead end yet, and you're trying to tell me that you're going to reduce your on hand and retail inventory. That's a problem as far as I'm concerned. Magic the Gathering became their first $1 billion franchise, but there was a lot of problems getting there with that because they overcharged a lot of people for a lot of things. Touting Magic as a success, I think, is another misstep because Magic has alienated a lot of fans this year. Let's see. They have acknowledged problems with supply chain and pricing assumptions, and they misfired on their open game license. Now, you might say, what is an open game license? Open game license is something that they use through Wizards of the Coast, and it is something that gets applied to developers doing RPG and tabletop games. And really it applies to, how can I put this? Really it applies to like the mechanisms of gameplay. So it's basically a way for Hasbro to say, hey, we own the mechanism of gameplay, but you can use it if you buy this license. I think it's kind of shady myself, but whatever. But they're going to do more of that. So I feel like this Chris Cox guy is really doing a shift to Wizards on the Coast. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's see. Licensing was up 5%, a whopping 5%. And they're going to focus on growing that market. Of course, sales were down in Q4 by 14%. Sorry, sales were down in Q4 by 17%. Year over year, down 14%. So having your licensing up 5%, sales down 14%, that's rough. That's a rough trade-off. They anticipate single-digit revenue for the next quarter, but they're continuing with cost saving And operational excellence. Then you got to fire Chris Cox because he is not operational excellence. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. He promised a 20% increase in profits. Like he's out of his mind, incompetent. Just saying. Let's see. They spent less on advertising. Well, you had to because you don't have that much money to spend. There's a shift to, this is very significant. They are looking to shift to a master license. What would a master license be? Well, much like the open game license lets other game developers use their mechanics, a master license would be given to others to develop and produce their toys. So Hasbro would give these licenses as a way to remove themselves from toy production. Very interesting. They plan to invest more in content, both being games, streaming, and movies, even though they're selling the majority of E1, which seems strange. And this year they're exiting the Disney Princess business because they lost the license, Trolls, and Sesame Street. What I'm hearing here is that Chris Cox's big idea is we're going to turn Hasbro into Wizards of the Coast, and with all of this gaming and tabletop stuff, because that's the business I know, and we're going to license everything else out and lay a bunch of people off. It never, ever had to come to this. If you weren't motivated by your greed early on and kept your prices reasonable, yeah, you probably would have had to lay off some people, but not 1,000. And you could have avoided laying some of those people off if you would cut down on some of the garbage trash lines that go out, that waste cardboard, that waste development dollars, that waste paint, that waste plastic, and result in just staying stagnant and rotting on shelves. I hear this and I'm like, I see what it is that you're headed to, what it is that you want to do, and I don't support it. I can't for the life of me understand why there's anybody who would stay invested in this company now. I have been saying since the prices here started to go up in War for Cybertron in 2019, I would sell my stock. And everyone's like, you're crazy. Nobody can hear that conference call and think that those are good things. They're not. They tried to sugarcoat what is a very dangerous position to be in. In the last half a year, they've lost $3 billion in value. They underperformed in the holiday season. They're talking about getting out of the production of toys altogether and focusing on tabletop games. Do you think that's the future? And you're going to just license out your IP? I mean, good luck. I hope it works for you. I'm not confident in it working for you, but good luck. Good luck. Now, the last bit of news, and then we're going to do the trivia, and then we're going to do this week's unboxing. The last bit of news. Could there be an upcoming Legacy Evolution Dinoking? Well, case in point. Oh, this is my Dinoking. Right here. This is the Fans Project Dinoking. I got this from our buddy Razor Bear, and I adore this thing. Now, let's just compare with what we have and with what information we have. Pay attention. If you don't know Dinoking or Monstructor that well, this will be a chance for you to really kind of know things. So let's see. Let's start with the left leg over here. The left leg over here has a Pretender shell that's a T-Rex. Grimlock is a T-Rex. This is Goryu, or if you prefer the Monstructor English name, Ice Pick. This is Ice Pick, the leader. He's the left leg. Grimlock is also the left leg. Then we have the right leg. The right leg is a Stegosaurus as the Pretender shell. The right leg is going to be, as stated by Evan, is going to be Snarl, who is a Stegosaurus. The right leg is Doryu, or Scowl, if you will. So far we have Ice Pick and Scowl, which would be Grimlock and Snarl. Cool. Then we come to the Pants Boy, right? The like lower torso, I guess. The lower torso is Ray Ryu, or Bird Brain, whose Pretender shell is a Brontosaurus. You know who else is a Brontosaurus? Sludge. Sludge is the pants of Volcanicus. Then the upper torso. The upper torso is Kaku Ryu, or Slog, if you will. And for Volcanicus, it's Slag. And that's the upper torso. And he's a his pretender shell, Triceratops. Even this monster head here is a little Triceratops-ish, with at least the horn here. So yeah, so far we have Ice Pick, Scowl. We have Bird Brain and Slog. And we have the two arms left. The left arm over here is Bristleback, Gay Ryu, or Scar. Scar is this one over here. And that arm is an Ankylosaurus, which is what this Scar guy is. I still hate that name. Then we come to the last one, the Bird Boy over here. The Bird Boy is the right arm. It is Yoko Ryu, or Wildfly, or Swoop. The pretender shell is a pterodactyl, and this is Swoop is a pterodactyl. When people said maybe Volcanicus would be Dinoking, I was like, I don't know. I really don't know, man. But I think with Evan Brooks saying that, I think it was Evan Brooks saying that Swoop and Scar make the arms, and that Snarl will be the other leg. The layout is all there for all these guys. Now the question is, will it be Dinoking in these colors, or will it be Monstructor in the wild Monstructor colors? I don't know. My best guess, if I was a betting man, I think they might do the Dinoking colors and use the North American names. So I could see them going with Ice Pick and Slog and Bird Brain up top, and the left arm is Bristleback, and the right arm is Wildfly, and the other leg down here is Scowl. That's what I think could definitely happen. I'm not in for it because I have him and I'm good. That is Combiner War scale. And as Input pointed out earlier, the new core class one, which is about a deluxe size, is about as much as a, well, not as much as that, but about as much as a Combiner Wars combiner. I find that wild. Some people said, why is it smaller? Monstructor and Dinoking were much smaller in G1. And that's why it's going with that G1. Well, I don't want to say aesthetic, the G1 scale, I suppose. Let's do the trivia. And then I'm going to check it back in with you guys. And then we'll do the unboxing and get out of here, because I've been here a while. Okay, so the trivia. This is one you got to listen close to. Are you listening? You got your ears open, your wiggies, as we sometimes call them. Do you have your ears open? Here we go. The trivia tonight. What can Dinoking, speaking of Dinoking, do, according to his bio, but was never shown in any of his fiction? So something, an ability that Dinoking has, but was never ever used in fiction. A, can he melt buildings with his Dino Blaster cannon? B, can he use the Dino Crusher energy attack to turn cities into primeval environments? C, can he use energy beams from his axe sickle thing to slash open portals to other realities? D, can he merge not only with each other, but with the pretender shells and create Super Dinoking? So, is it that he can melt buildings with his Dino Blaster cannon, the big long cannon you just saw there? Can he melt buildings with that? Can he use his Dino Crusher energy attack to turn cities into primeval environments? Can he use his big axe, which is slung on his back here, to basically cut portals into other realities? Or can he merge with all of his dinosaur pretender shells to become a super Dinoking? Let's go up. I know you guys had a lot to say. Pokemon and Sailor Moon and the Bees. See, Pokemon was after my time. I don't even understand Pokemon. I literally don't understand it. Unicron Trilogy and IDW aren't your thing. You already told me that. I've told everybody that, and for some reason, people keep bringing it up and trying to convince me different. Got Metroid Prime Remaster today. Metroid Prime is such a good game. Such a good game. I still have a friend who's into Pokemon and Super Mario Bros. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being into it. It's just not my thing. Unicron Trilogy is 3 different stories. Should go down here. Let's go down here a bit more. Feed the Hate. Yeah, I saw that one earlier. Imagine if Transformers crossed over with the John Cena, and it would be funny and awesome. Well, I mean, John Cena was in Transformers. But the chat is not always in order, so it could be they see explanation later. Chat's in order. Yes, it is. Chat's yeah, the chat's in order if you put it on live chat. I guess if you've done it on top chat, but I always put it on live chat. I always assumed everybody put it on live chat. Why would you leave it on top chat? It would be cool to get a new Rampage. Absolutely agree with you, Timmy. Shatterglass Dennis loves Star Wars. Shatterglass Dennis probably does love Star. I don't detest it. I just can't get behind them, like all the magic and wizards and stuff. Like somebody said last week, space wizards, right? It beats extremely fast and feels like skipping, quivering. Wow, that must feel awful. YouTube needs money. Or Dennis needs money. Dennis always needs money. Same ad? What ad? I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Slime game app was my ad. What? What are you guys talking about? No way. Really? They showed a commercial during the stream? No way. Oh my goodness, that's wild. I will print a photo of Hasbro, put it in a frame, and put it on the wall of shame. They got to turn stuff around, man. Maybe, but it never bothered me because it never happened in live streams, and some YouTubers need the ad money they get. Mr. Hasbro should be. Oh, I had a whole corporate man planned out, honestly, for tonight. It was going to result in in the creator getting fired because he wanted to do good Dinobots, and corporate man decided that his way was better, and then he hires a custodian who has no experience in design at all to design the Studio Series 86 Ironhide, because they don't, but he's not getting a raise. They weren't going to pay him any more than what he was being paid as a custodian, and that's why we got Studio Series 86 Ironhide. Transformer John Cena. Billy. Oh, yeah, Billy. Wave 1 Legacy and a few Velocitrons. Yeah, same here. Same here. EB seems luckier at ordering. Yeah, and that's honestly, EB is pretty much, or GameStop, if you will. It's pretty much where I'm going through. Hasbro's wave distribution seems to be extremely messed up. Very, like, seriously messed up. Didn't expect we'd be touching on the OGL here of all places. Like, know what Hasbro's on. I tried to watch a live stream once at work. I remember nothing about it because I still had to do my job. That's fair. Everybody hates Chris. He'd be a gladiator. Go down here a bit. I know I'm skipping over some stuff, guys, and I apologize for that. Big Bird Optimus Prime crossover will never happen now. Starscream Promise But needed cooperation. Someone get the Mask IP and give it good vehicles. Hasbro had the Sesame Street license and didn't make Oscar the Grouch a Junkion. Oh, that would have been so good. Oscar as a Junkion. Yeah, everybody agrees Oscar as a Junkion would be great. Hasbro can only milk the Magic TG crowd so much. Oh, yeah, eventually people get sick of it, right? Especially in this economy. Seen a couple of episodes. Dinoking my instructor as was a foregone conclusion. I don't think it was a foregone conclusion until we knew what the 6th Dinobot was. If it wasn't an Ankylosaurus, then it would have made no sense to do it. C. Oh, a lot of C's here. Oh. D's. Oh, a lot. E. All of there is no E. Pokemons have fleas. Okay, if you say so. I always forgot about Top Chat. My teacher slept through Star Wars on her first watch. I fell asleep in Jurassic Park, so I never saw the last movie, Star Wars, the episode 9. I haven't seen that. Once I got a commercial a few minutes ago, never had that happen during a live stream before. Yeah, that's wild. Interesting. What? Corporate Man is Shattered Glass Dennis. No, Corporate Man's way worse than Shattered Glass Dennis would be. Okay. The answer, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, was actually B. The Dino Crusher energy attack can turn cities into prime evil environments. He can literally bend reality. Dumb as a stump. They are exceptionally dumb. Always trying to impress Lyle Kaiser, but Lyle Kaiser basically knows dumb as a stump. But they can bend reality. Maybe it's a good thing that they didn't use it. Okay. Now, we've been here a long time, and here we are, the end, the pièce de résistance, the unboxing. This came from our buddy Razor Bear. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. I am very, very happy about this, and it is my Shattered Glass Soundwave. And yes, in package, he is still white. Oh, buddy, please let him stay white, because if he doesn't, and I got to paint him white, that's going to be quite the nuisance. Though I did do it with Starscream, so if I have to do it with this guy, it's not a deal breaker. It would just hurt. But yeah, Shattered Glass Soundwave, man. I am digging it. I didn't get the Flame War, largely because I don't know the character and I don't like the mold. Grimlock is neat, I guess. If he ever comes my way, cool. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're gonna get out of here. What? 1:30. There have a good evening. Yeah, I see you guys know what's coming. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, man. You can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. Especially don't forget, man, whether we agree or disagree, whether we scream and fight, or whether we shake hands and make up, somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, each and every single one of you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.